The next system we're going to talk about is a rigging for rescue system. The idea of this system is to utilize for safe access, hauling either up or lowering down with our anchoring points and our releasable points from a safe point of location. The idea here is that we're going to be able to lift and or lower someone or something into an established point while maintaining safety from a ground access point. So if you've noticed, all we've done here is we've taken our rope system and we've redirected it through two top pulleys and the top anchors, and we've reestablished a safe release and hauling system down to the ground level. So ideally what we've done here is you set this up in such a safe manner that it's out of the way from everything else. So whenever we do this and we want to operate with it, notice that the orientation of your ID will be somewhat different than what you're used to when it's established onto your personal kit. So ensure that you pay attention to the stamp proof markings whenever you open the device. Okay, so if you look on the inside of the device, there's a looped end anchor, and then there's a small hand with a tail end of rope coming out of it. You must always ensure that the tail end of rope is coming out that bottom side of your ID. Okay, so we're going to establish our point of anchorage and then the tail end of rope into our ID. Notice that I want to make sure that my ropes stay pinched on the other side and ensure that the gate or the plate of the device does not pinch the rope. Ensure the clasp connects fully to the carabiner, and ensure that you function test it before using it. So all I'm going to do before I move on is just pull out as much slack as I can and give it a quick function test. I'm going to repeat the process with the secondary line. Ensure I've got it installed the proper way. The tail end of rope is coming out the proper side inscribed by the manufacturer. Ensure that my system is fully captured into my connection point, and I'm simply going to pull out a little bit of slack out of my line to make sure I can function test it. Once our system has been established, all we're going to need to do now is tie a slip knot back to the designated anchor point to ensure that we cannot move and utilize the system while people are working on it, okay? To do that, we're going to take the tail end of rope coming out of the bottom of our Petzl ID. We're going to tie a small slip hitch. We're going to directly connect a separate connector to the bottom of the hitch point, and we're going to establish it back in to our anchor. We're going to repeat the process with the other line. So when we build our rig to rescue systems, it's absolutely crucial that we establish the rope line into the Petzl ID properly. So whenever we grab the system here, whenever we open the device, there's a small stamp proof marking on the inside of this device. You'll see a little looped in anchor here on this side, and on the other side, there'll be a small fist with a tail end of rope coming out the back side of it. So always ensure that the tail end of your rope, your slack end, is coming out that bottom side of your ID. So whenever we establish this in, we take our looped anchored side, we establish it into the back of the cam first, tail end up through the top, ensure the rope line is pushed on the opposing side so the device plate does not pinch the rope when you collapse it. After we've ensured that our connection has been made properly to our connector, we're going to pull out some slack out of that system, and the next thing we're going to do so we don't move or utilize that system at all is we're going to create a little bit of a tie-off point. We're going to use a slip knot to tie this off right against the end of the body of the Petzl ID. I'm going to tie that slip knot in. I'm going to take a secondary connection, establish it into the bite of that slip knot, and back into my connector.